Good evening and welcome into the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. One game, the contest here in Rapid City between the Cheyenne Post 6 Sixers and your Post 22 Hardhats on this chilly Saturday evening here towards the end of May. An uncharacteristic weather conditions here in Rapid City, but nothing's out of the ordinary here in South Dakota. So both teams with some long sleeves on underneath their jerseys and ready to play baseball here on this Saturday evening. Post 6 and Post 22 have played each other already 3 times this season. They will face each other 3 more times this weekend. 1 game tonight, 2 tomorrow morning. It was originally a doubleheader tonight with 1 game coming tomorrow morning before Cheyenne heads back to Cheyenne. But with the cold weather conditions and the longer Expos game previous to this one, both teams decided let's not test the cold any more than we have to and play just the 1 7-inning game tonight and 2 in the morning when, fingers crossed, it'll be a little bit warmer here in Rapid City without the cold and wind. Those games tomorrow, 10:30 and 1 p.m. for the varsity teams. Those 2 games tomorrow morning, and we will have those games on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City as well. So let's set our sights on tonight's 1 ball game. And as mentioned, this is the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show presented by J&J Truck and Auto Body. For the highest quality work and hassle-free customer service, let J&J get your vehicle back on the road. That's J&J Truck and Auto Body on East Philadelphia Street in Rapid City. So Cheyenne had Post 22's number in the 3 previous meetings. They went 3-0 against the Hardhats. Over in Cheyenne, that was technically the opening weekend of the season for the Hardhats. Their first few games being canceled and then quickly going to Cheyenne. But this Post 6 club, they're an experienced bunch. They're a talented bunch. And they're currently 14-0 on the season. So the Hardhats looking to put up that first blemish in the loss column against these Post 6 Sixers here tonight. Today's keys to the game are brought to you by Dakota Discount RV. Find the key to building lasting family memories with a new or pre-owned RV from Dakota Discount RV. Take a look at their great selection of RVs at 2 locations. Dakota Discount RV is across from Cabela's and also on JB Road in Blackhawk. And game 1's key to the game, limit the big inning. The Hardhats head-to-head this season against Cheyenne. They gave up a 7 spot in the 5th inning in game 1. They lost in that game 14-6. In game 2, they lost 8-4 and gave up a 7 spot in the 1st inning to Cheyenne, and then lost 10-0 in game 3, and didn't particularly give up a 7 spot, but gave up 7 runs over the first 2 innings in that one, and really struggled when facing Coulter McAnally in that game 3. They do not face Coulter McAnally on the mound for game 1. It's Ben Bowman they will face for game 1. Today's starting lineups are built by Connect Home Center. Whether it's residential or commercial, Connect Home Center has been your hometown lumberyard since 1928. For the Cheyenne Post 6 Sixers, it's Mason Tafoya, and the third baseman that leads things off. Coulter McAnally, the shortstop, bats second, followed by Zach Kostopoulos, the first baseman, batting third. Sixers send Dominic Lopez, the right fielder, in the cleanup spot, followed by Hayden Swain, the designated hitter. Caden Anderson behind the plate doing the catching. He bats 6th. Julian Romero bats 7th. He's in left field. Keldon Hastings, the second baseman, bats 8th. And White Hot in center field bats 9th for head coach Ty Lane in the Post 6 Sixers. On the other side, the Post 22 Hardhats send Zeke Farley to the plate first. He's in center field defensively. Left fielder Amarian Saylor second, followed by Wyatt Anderson at the hot corner of third base. Harrison Good in the cleanup spot. He's in right field. Riker Henny, the designated hitter, bats fifth. Alex Dietrich, the first baseman, bats sixth, followed by Peyton Tipton at second base, and Jake Solano behind the plate batting eighth, with Wilson Keek for the shortstop, batting ninth for head coach Kelvin Torvey's Post 22 Hardhats on this chilly evening. As mentioned, Ben Bowman takes the mound for the Post 6 Sixers. It's Eli Kelly to take the mound for the Post 22 Hardhats. And with the lineups being announced on the field right now, we'll take a step aside and come back after tonight's national anthem on this chilly May evening here in Rapid City. Come right back here for the conclusion of the J&J Truck and Auto Body pregame show right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. The Post 22 Hardhats take the field as we get set for this lone game on this Saturday evening, a chilly Saturday evening here at the end of May. And the Hardhats set to take on the Post 6 Sixers from Cheyenne, Wyoming. Eli Kelly takes the mound for the Hardhats. The right-hander works solely out of the stretch for the Hardhats, and his numbers on the season for Eli Kelly has gone 18 innings over 4 appearances, 3 starts, a 3-1 record, 25 hits, 12 runs, 5 earned runs, 8 strikeouts to just 5 walks, and a 1.94 ERA. His last outing came against Watertown, where Eli pitched the first 6 innings and then came out for the 7th. And before needing a reliever, he allowed 7 hits, 3 runs, only 2 earned, 5 strikeouts, 3 walks over that appearance, and recorded the win against Watertown That was last weekend on the 14th. So Eli Kelly, the starter here today. He faces Mason Tafoya, the third baseman, Coulter McAnally, the shortstop, and Zach Kostopoulos, the first baseman for the Sixers. Hardhats in navy blue uniforms with Rapid City written across the chest in red letters and white trim. Numbers on their backs in that red and white as well. White pants with a red stripe down the leg for the Hardhats. Ceremonial tap the Hardhats around Eli Kelly. That means we are set for baseball here in Rapid City. Cheyenne on the other side in red uniforms with white pants, white numbers on their backs, and a navy blue trim for those white numbers. Kelly kicks and deals the first pitch to Mason Tafoya, misses outside for ball one, and we are underway at 6:09 local mountain time in Rapid City. On the front of the Cheyenne unis, there's a number on the bottom right side. As Tafoya, a slow chopper right back to Kelly on the mound. He bobbled it for a second, but fires to first in time for the first out. So 1 up, 1 down, a little weak contact, swinging bunt kind of situation. And Kelly fields his position well. 1 up, 1 gone. And that brings up Coulter McAnally. First pitch to McAnally is a called strike right above the knees, 0-1. McAnally, the shortstop, bats with nobody out and 1 out. Kelly kicks in, deals the 0-1, swing and a miss. Now quickly down in the count, no balls and 2 strikes. Coulter McAnally, he's had a season so far. McAnally batting .627 on the season. The 0-2 from Kelly. Bouncer left side, fielded on a couple hops by the shortstop Kiefer, and a low throw, but snagged on the back end by Alex Dietrich, beat him by a step, and that's out number 2.
Now that first baseman of 21, Zach Kostopoulos.
Now Zach Kostopoulos. 2 up, 2 gone, so 2 outs and nobody on for Kostopoulos, the right-handed hitting first baseman for the Sixers. Kelly kicks in, deals, and misses a touch outside for ball 1. Kostopoulos, a .531 hitter on the season. 2 round trippers as well. And the 1-0 swung on and missed. Looked like a changeup on the hand of Eli Kelly. Expecting the fastball. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Kelly kicks and deals the 1-1. A strike called right at the letters. Top of the zone, 1 and 2 now on Kostopoulos. And Kelly set once again, the 1-2 with 2 outs and nobody on to Kostopoulos. Just got a piece of it. He was way out in front of it. But fouling it away right at the plate, and we'll do the 1-2 once again. Kelly ready, and here's the 1-2 once again to Kostopoulos. It misses high and tight. He ducked out of the way of it. Even count now with 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 2 gone. Solano relays the sign to Kelly. Comes in at the chest, kicks and deals the 2-2. Misses high with a fastball. Now 3-2. Dominic Lopez on deck for the Sixers. Kelly trying to get out with a clean first inning. Payoff pitch to Kostopoulos, misses high, ball 4, and Kostopoulos draws a 2-out walk. And that brings up the aforementioned Dominic Lopez. Set the defense behind Eli Kelly. In the outfield, Amarian Saylor in left field, Zeke Farley flanking him to his right, and Harrison Good in right field. Farley in center. Left to right on the infield, Wyatt Anderson, Wilson Kiefer, Peyton Tipton, and Alex Dietrich, with Jake Solano, the other half of the battery mate behind the plate, with Eli Kelly on the mound. First pitch to Dominic Lopez. He ducks out of the way out of that one, as it misses high and tight for ball one. 2 outs, a runner on first. Very short lead for Kostopoulos. Kelly a peek at him. A deep breath. Sidesteps and deals, and a big swing and a miss from Lopez. The even count now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Both these two teams originally had red uniforms on, and the Hardhats deciding to change out of them, move into the navy blues. There's a strike called, upper inside edge, right around the belt region. And now it's a 1 ball, 2 strike count on Lopez. Kelly comes down to 1 and 2, the count on Lopez. Kostopoulos with an extra step to 1-2, misses inside, and now another 2-2 count. Dominic Lopez, a senior committed to play at Luna Community College, hitting .386 this season for Cheyenne. Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball, chopper over the mound, and Kiefer fields it right at the second base bag, puts his foot on that second base bag, and that's out number 3. So pretty clean inning for Eli Kelly on the mound, even with the 2-out walk, and we are scoreless after 1/2 inning of play. Hardhats the bats for the first time right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
In the nation for quality surgical care. Starting pitcher for Cheyenne Post 6, number 1, Ben Bowman.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. As we get set for the bottom of inning number 1, the Post 22 Hardhats to the bats for the first time, and a relook at their lineup. Looks like Zeke Farley leading things off. He's in center field defensively, followed by Amarian Saylor in left field. Wyatt Anderson at the hot corner of third base. He bats third for the Hardhats, followed by Harrison Good, the right fielder, in the cleanup spot. Riker Henney bats fifth. He's the designated hitter. Alex Dietrich sixth at first base. The second baseman, Peyton Tipton, seventh. Jake Solano does the catching. He bats eighth. And Wilson Kiefer, the shortstop, bats ninth for the Post 22 Hardhats here in Rapid City. They face Ben Bowman on the mound. The right-hander winds, kicks, and deals in the first pitch, lined over the leaping glove of Coulter McAnally and into left field. A leadoff single. Kind of an ambush attack for Zeke Farley, and we've seen him do that a couple of times this season to try and get the Hardhats going right away. He does just that. Zeke was one of the few Hardhats to have a relatively good opening weekend in Cheyenne. And he extends his 10-game hit streak to 11. which he's hit safely in 12 out of 13 games. Here's Amarian Saylor. He fouls away the first pitch, 0-1. Saylor also had a nice weekend in Cheyenne that opening weekend. Ben Bowman, a returner, super senior from Mountain Marty College. The pitch is off the glove of Kostopoulos at first. Actually, a pickoff attempt off the glove, and it rolls down by the dugout. And Zeke Farley up to second on what will be scored an error on the pitcher, I would assume. So man in scoring position quickly for the Hardhats. The 0-1-2 Saylor, a flying ball to center field, shallow center field. It's Wyatt Hott who's underneath of it, makes the grab, Farley bluffed to tag, but he will stay put at second base. So 1 out and a man on second base now after the fly out from Saylor. Here's Wyatt Anderson, the third baseman. Wyatt Anderson has a 7-game hit streak going. He's hit safely in 8 out of 9 overall. Bats from the right side here, 1 out, 1 on second base. Bowman from the stretch, sidesteps and delivers a line drive, and that one will hang up into the glove of Hott as he had a nice read on that. Look for a second and had left center field gap written all over it, but it just hung up long enough for Hott to run underneath of it. So a pair of F8s in the scorebook after that leadoff single and the error. Here's Harrison Good, the right fielder, bats with no batting gloves on the right side. 2 outs now and still in scoring position in Farley. Bowman sidesteps and delivers, and the first pitch swung on and missed by Harrison Good, 0-1. Wouldn't be surprised to see kind of a team approach here against Bowman and Cheyenne as a whole, in that they try and attack very quickly in the count. The runner takes off for a third. The pitch is low in the turf and blocked by the catcher, but sliding into third base safely is Zeke Farley, a straight steal of third base. Now man 90 feet away with the 2 outs. It's a 1-ball, 1-strike count on Harrison Good. The 1-1, fouled straight back out of play. That one went all the way into the parking lot. 1-2 now on Harrison Good. Good on the season. Batting .308 as Bowman steps off. From the stretch once again, the 1-2 to Harrison Good. He ducks out of the way of the 1-2, and now 2s across the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 gone. Farley still on third base, trying for the opening run of this contest. Playing 7 innings, just the 1 game here tonight, 2 tomorrow. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Foul tipped it into the glove as Anderson hung on, and in Good goes down swinging for out number 3. So the Hardhats strand a base runner 90 feet away, and we are scoreless after 1 inning of play. You're listening to Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on Hardhats TV and 106.7 FM, 1150 AM, Fox Sports Rapid City.
First base at 8 a.m. From 48 urgent care to advanced treatment, stay in the game with Hospital Hospital Orthopedic and Spine Center, the region's most preferred.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. Adam Birch bringing you Post 22 Hardhats right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. We're set for inning number 2, scoreless after 1. Cheyenne and Rapid City. 5, 6, and 7 due up against Eli Kelly. For Cheyenne, that's Hayden Swain, Caden Anderson, and Julian Romero. First pitch to Hayden Swain, a chopper, left side, the third baseman Anderson on a high hop fields and fires across the diamond to first in time for out number 1. Pretty routine play for Anderson at the hot corner. And one pitch, one gun. Here's the catcher, Caden Anderson. Kelly likes the sign from Solano, comes set at the chest, kicks and deals, and the first pitch is a called strike right above the belt, 0-1. Anderson, as mentioned, he's the catcher in this ball game, has played in 10 games so far, batting .387 on the season from the right side. The 0-1. Just misses a touch outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. 12 hits in 31 at-bats. 9 singles, 2 doubles, a triple. And 9 driven in. Even count. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball, froze him. He thought about it, but it's a called strike too. Solano relays a sign from the dugout. Kelly likes 1. 1 out, nobody on. Here's the 1-2 to Swain. Breaking ball, chopper on the ground, right side. Peyton Tipton, kind of a high throw with the tag by Alex Dietrich. A wild throw by Tipton, and it was way in time. And Dietrich off the bag, swiped the tag around with his arm and got Anderson for out number 2 and saved an error. So 4-3 in the book. That's all that goes down for. Oh, it was a little bit less routine than a 4-3. Julian Romero bats from the left side and swings through the first pitch fastball, 0-1. Romero committed to play at the University of Jamestown with the Jimmies up in North Dakota. 0-1 misses up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. First left-handed task for Eli Kelly here tonight. The 1-1 lifted into shallow center field. Zeke Farley a few steps in. He's underneath of it, puts a squeeze on it, and that's out number 3 rather. And that's the end of inning number 2 for Cheyenne. Scoreless after 1.5. The Hardhats try to get on the board as we are scoreless heading to the bottom of inning number 2. Back in a moment right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
We are your community. We are your neighbors. Our family of doctors are invested in our community. At Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, we are honored to help you along the journey from injury to recovery. You have a choice with Black Hills Orthopedic and Spine Center, specializing in what moves you.
Number 2 here in Rapid City. It'll be Riker Henny, Alex Dietrich, and Peyton Tipton due up for the Post-22 Hardhats. We're scoreless after 1.5, as the Hardhats were the closest to scoring in the first 1.5 innings. Henny swings through a first pitch breaking ball from Bowman. Go down and count 0-1. Stranded Zeke Farley at third base in the opening inning. Bowman winds, kicks, deals, and Henny fouls it away. 0-2. Fouled away right at the plate. A little bit elevated fastball that Henny was late on. Tap to the plate on the right side for Henny. He waves the bat, and now Bowman into the wind, and the 0-2 breaking ball. He swung on and missed. Back-to-back strikeouts going back to the first inning for Bowman. And that's out number 1 here in the second. Second strikeout overall for Bowman as well. Here's Alex Dietrich. Dietrich bats from the right side. The first pitch, ground ball right side. Second baseman Keldon Hastings fields and fires the short way to first in time, out number 2. And that's exactly what I've been noticing. The approach, the team-wide approach against Ben Bowman has been so far in this ball game. Attack early in the count and try and go after the early fastball. And put the ball in play. First pitch to Jake Solano, taken for a called strike 1. No balls in a strike the count on Solano. And Solano swings through the 0-1 to go down to the count 0-2. Solano just batting 167 on the season, looking for his 4th hit overall. The 0-2 bounces way in front of the plate and back to the screen. Actually, this is Peyton Tipton, rather, not Jake Solano. Solano's on deck. So Peyton Tipton down in the count 1-2. Batting .231 on the year. The 1-2. Chopper to left side, diving attempt by the third baseman. It goes past him and rolls up the line. Up to second base goes Tipton. He slides in safely with a double, and the ball gets away from the second baseman Hastings, but backed up by Kostopoulos. Tough play for the third baseman Mason Tafoya, but a great effort at the hot corner, and that one was a hot shot to third, by any sense of the definition. Now here's Jake Solano. Runner on second, 2 gone. Hardhats have had a runner in scoring position in both of the opening innings. And the first pitch, a flying ball, left center field, pretty deep for the left fielder Romero. And it is Julian Romero who makes the catch in the left center field alley for out number 3. So the Hardhats strand a man in scoring position once again. We're still scoreless, this time after 2. We headed a third after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
The next home center, the starting line, $250. Walking the stands, if you buy a ticket, please raise your hand.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. As we head into inning number 3, we're scoreless on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. Post 6 Sixers out of Cheyenne, and your Rapid City Post 22 Hardhats. Here on a cold, windy night on May 21st in Rapid City. Few spectators there are in the crowd. I don't blame the many that didn't want to brave the cold here in late May. Many of them bundled up with some blankets and lots of hoodies. And the players too. Some have the long sleeves. Some even have the pull-up face masks. 8, 9, and 1 due up against Eli Kelly, and it's Keldon Hastings who leads things off and watches ball 1 miss outside from Kelly. No hits to speak of for Cheyenne so far, as Hastings swings through the 1-0 pitch. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. Kelly likes the sign from Solano. He sets up, down, and away. The 1-1. Chopper up the middle. Fielder on a couple hops by Kiefer. Fires across in time to Dietrich. 6-3 in the book at number 1.
Wilson Kiefer for the first out. The leadoff, number 13, Mason Befoya.
Now looking at those previous games in Cheyenne, I believe Eli Kelly pitched in Cheyenne. He did. He started game 2 in Cheyenne, in which the Hardhats fell 8-4. And the first pitch to Wyatt Hott is a called strike on the outer edge to the left-handed bat of Hott. Kelly struggled in the first inning alone, basically, giving up the 7 runs. Ended up going 2 innings in that ball game. Hott swings through a ball that ended up in the turf. No balls and 2 strikes on Wyatt Hott. Bounces the bat off his left shoulder. The 2-strike from Kelly, a bouncer up the first baseline foul. Still 0-2, 1 out, nobody on. Scoreless here in Rapid City. Top of the 3rd. Ever since that start in Cheyenne, Eli Kelly has pitched very well. The 0-2 misses inside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that has proven big for the Hardhats so far this season. I'd love to have some solid starters at the top end of your rotation. The 1-2 to Hott, just a touch outside. He thought about chasing after it, but now an even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kelly likes the sign once again. Solano sets up, down, and away. The 2-2. Chopper to first. Dietrich fields and takes it to the first base bag himself. 3 unassisted, out number 2.
And now we are the third baseman, Mason Befoya.
Top of the order now for the Sixers. It's Mason Tafoya. So 1 trip through the lineup through 2 2/3 for Eli Kelly. And has been pretty unblemished. Just the walk to Kostopoulos, his lone base runner, given up. He misses down and away to Tafoya here. 1 ball, no strikes to count on the right-handed bat. White batting gloves and a black and gray bat for Tafoya. Slightly open on the right side. The 1-0, called a strike. At the belt outside edge. 1 ball and 1 strike the count. One ball and 1 strike. Here it is from Kelly, and it skips off the plate. And back to the backstop. 2 balls and 1 strike the count. The wind that there is here, blowing pretty strongly left to right, almost to dead center field. here at Black Hills Surgical Hospital Ballpark. The 2-1. This is a touch outside as well. Now 3-1 the count on Kelly. Kelly to Tafoya. Tafoya bounced back to Kelly. His first trip to 3-1, misses high, ball 4. So another 2-out walk drawn by the Sixers, just their second base runner. But that brings up Coulter McAnally. He bounced to Kiefer at short his first trip. 2 outs, man on first. Plenty of speed for Tafoya on first. McAnally. Straight up stance on the right side, and the first pitch outside, ball 1. So the wind blowing basically straight at Eli Kelly this cold evening. Solano flashes the signs. Kelly a peek at Tafoya before he comes set at the chest. Deep breath. Tafoya an extra step. Side steps and delivers, and this one driven to deep left field. High and deep, Amarian Saylor up against the wall. He makes the grab on the warning track. He lost his hat as well, but that's out number 3. Boy, Coulter McAnally just about had his 6th home run of the season. But Amarian Saylor on his horse and awake at the wheel as he makes the grab for out number 3. Scoreless after 2.5. Hardhats the bat in their half of the third after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore has provided a full range of legal services for over 40 years in Rapid City. As one of the largest and highly respected law firms in western South Dakota and multi-state region, our expert team of diversified attorneys offer a very personalized style of legal representation. Whether it's support and recommendations with legal documents or the strongest proponent in a court of law, trusting who you hire as your advocate is vital in achieving the best results. Contact the experienced professionals today at Gunderson, Palmer, Nelson, and Ashmore Attorneys at Law.
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales Service and Recreation. Ben Bowman winds, kicks, and deals the first pitch to Wilson Kiefer. Chop foul up the third base line, 0-1. Scoreless after 2.5 innings of play. We're in the bottom of inning number 3, 9-1-2 due up for the Hardhats. And Wilson Kiefer, and then the top of the order in Zeke Farley and Amarian Saylor. Bowman winds, kicks, deals, and the 0-1. Skipped in front of the plate, even count 1-1. I mentioned just before the final out of the second that Ben Bowman, super senior returner from Mount Marty College here in South Dakota, down in Yankton. The 1-1, Kiefer scored the bunt, pulled back and watches ball 2 miss low, and the appeal down to first and to make sure Kiefer pulled back on it, he did. So 2 balls and a strike. On the season for Bowman, 2 1/3 over 2 appearances, as Kiefer watches ball 3 miss inside. 3 balls and a strike. Even record, 2 hits, no runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts, and a 0 ERA for Bowman. Here's the 3-1, and it's a called strike at the knees, 3-2. Leadoff man here in the Hardhats third. Payoff pitch, Bowman to Kiefer. Into the wind, here it is. And it misses inside. No, it's a called strike 3, inside edge. Kiefer tossed the bat, was ready to head down to first, but it's a called strike 3 on the inner edge. So he goes down looking for out number 1. Some shadows taking effect here as we approach the 7 o'clock hour local mountain time. 1 out, nobody on for Zeke Farley, and he looks at ball 1 low and away. First pitch breaking ball to Farley. He ambushed the Sixers in his first at-bat. Very first pitch, a fastball taken to left field. A leadoff single. And Farley looks at ball 2 inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Tap to the plate on the right side. And the 2-0 popped up right side, drifting foul territory. It'll reach the bullpen area up the first base line. 2 balls and a strike. On Farley. Bowman into the line once again, the 2-1. Misses inside, 3-1. Trying to go back to that inner edge where they got the called strike 3 on Kiefer. But a very hitter-friendly 3-ball, 1-strike count on Farley now. The wind, and here's the 3-1. It's a line drive into left center field on the run, and nobody will get there. It splits the outfielders, and a 1-bouncer into Wyatt Hott's glove. It's the second single for Zeke Farley. He's 2 for 2 on the day. And that'll bring up Amarian Saylor with 1 out. Runner on first. Farley gained second base on a pickoff move error. And then stole third, a straight steal of third in the first. Amarian Saylor to bat now, and the catcher sets up down and away. The first pitch to Saylor, high flying ball left field. Julian Romero comes in, and the center fielder Wyatt Hott. It makes the grab Hott for out number 2. So a pair of flyouts to center for Amarian. Amarian Saylor had his 12-game hit streak snapped against Gillette. It was 0 for 4 with a hit by pitch. Here's Wyatt Anderson, 2 outs, a runner on first. Bowman a very wide stance, barely leg kicks at all. I mean, barely even sidesteps. He's basically already in his landing spot where he wants to be when he's in the stretch. A very minimal step as he misses downstairs for ball 1. It was blocked by the catcher, Anderson. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Farley still aboard first with 2 gone. Scoreless, bottom of the 3rd. Only playing 7 here in this 1-game Saturday night. The 1-0, waved at and missed on the breaking ball. Ended up down and away. Even count, 1 ball and 1 strike. Anderson tried to check his swing, could not hold up. Bowman set once again at the bell. A peek at Farley. Farley takes off for second. The pitch is low, snagged by Anderson, and Farley has a steal of second base, his 2nd stolen base of the ball game. The man in scoring position once again for the Hardhats with 2 outs. Anderson up in the count, 2 balls and a strike. The 2-1 misses low between the wickets of Anderson. Up to third goes Farley. And now 90 feet once again is Zeke Farley from scoring the opening run of this contest. 3 balls and a strike, the count on Anderson. Expecting a fastball here. It can't be too good against Anderson. 0 for 1 so far, a fly to center. The 3-1 from Bowman. Strike called on the outside edge. Exactly where Caden Anderson wanted that ball. At the knees outside corner. 3-2. Bowman to Anderson. And here it is, the payoff. Down and away, ball 4, blocked by Caden Anderson behind the plate. The first walk given up by Ben Bowman on the season. It comes with 2 outs to put runners on the corners for the Hardhats and bring up Harrison Good. Harrison Good, a strikeout victim his first trip. But in the cleanup spot, this is where he is expected to produce. Runners on the corners and 2 gone. First pitch to Good, swung on and missed. 0-1. Might have got a piece of it and foul tipped it into the glove. The 0-1. Down and away. 1 ball and 1 strike, laid off by Good. Not only wears 14 on his back, wearing number 20 today, as the Hardhats kind of scrambled to find uniforms before this ball game, expecting to wear their red uniforms. Now in their navy blues. The 1-1, fouled straight back to the screen, and now 1 ball, 2 strike the count. Elevated fastball that time from Bowman. Harrison Good has driven in 3 runs so far, looking for at least number 4. The 1-2. Strike, nope, ball 2, outside edge. Stone cold take there. Very close. Cheyenne thought that was strike 3. Boy, I thought that was strike 3. Nevertheless, here's the 2-2. Down and away, now 3-2. Good working this count full. Anderson will be in motion on the payoff. Everyone backs up defensively for Cheyenne. Looking for the right side pole. A big gap up the middle for Harrison Good. Anderson goes, and Harrison flies one to left field. A long run for Romero. He's underneath of it on the warning track. He makes the grab, battling the sun for out number 3. So the Hardhats strand a couple of base runners this time in their half of the third, and we're still scoreless after 3. To the 4th we go after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth. Sales, service, and recreation. Top of inning number 4, we're scoreless here in Rapid City. Cheyenne and Rapid City. And Eli Kelly, some glove taps all around as he begins his 4th inning of work. The 2 blemishes up on his line, a pair of walks, that's it. This is fire-powered Cheyenne Post 6 club. Zach Kostopoulos leads things off. He walked his first trip. The first pitch, bouncer, short hop snagged by Peyton Tipton at second. A low throw to first, but it's in time. 4-3 for out number one. A nice play by Peyton Tipton. Boy, that ball had center field written all over it. And Tipton snagged it with a backhand short hop for out number one. Put a star next to that one. Here's Dominic Lopez. One out, nobody on. First pitch from Kelly to Lopez. Misses downstairs. One ball, no strikes. Lopez bounced into a fielder's choice to end the first inning. That was up the middle, snagged by Kiefer, who just stepped on the second base bag. The 1-0. A line drive, base hit in the left field over the shortstop at Kiefer. And that's the first hit of the ball game for Cheyenne. Comes with one out here in the fourth.
Number 14, Hayden Swain.
Now Hayden Swain. Runner on first, one gone. Scoreless, top of the fourth. Hayden Swain, the new batter. He bounced to Anderson at third his first trip. Hardhats in double play depth. First pitch, runner takes off for a second. The pitch is a strike. The throw down in time by Solano. What a throw by Jake Solano. And that's out number two and quickly erases the base runner for the Sixers. Boy, the Cheyenne club, they love to steal the base. And they're pretty good at it too. Not that time. Solano comes down the runner. Two outs and a diving attempt by Anderson as this is hooked into the corner. Left field corner. Amarian Saylor cuts it off and throws it in. And Hayden Swain has a two-out double. And boy, that caught stealing that much more crucial, as that could have been the opening run of the contest. Instead, a two-out double. And now the catcher, Caden Anderson. Anderson bounced to second his first trip. Was tagged out at first. A little bit of a wild throw. Kelly, a deep breath, double takes to second, kicks and deals, and misses down and in. One ball, no strikes. In case you're wondering, 50 stolen bases on the season for Cheyenne, and they've been caught stealing 7 times, now 8 times. The 1-0 misses down and away, backhand scoop by Solano behind the plate. 2 balls and no strikes. Kelly likes a sign from Solano. 2-0 the count. Swain on second. Here's the 2-0 from Kelly. Swung on and missed. Now 2 balls and a strike. Anderson looked to be out in front. High black stirrups for Cheyenne. Actually, navy blue stirrups with 3 white stripes at the top. 2 skinny with a thicker one in the middle. A 2-1 misses outside. 3 balls and a strike now on Anderson. Kelly ready, a peek at second. Deep breath, kicks and deals a 3-1. Down and away, ball 4. So another walk given up by Kelly. This one comes with 2 outs. And the first time that Cheyenne has had multiple base runners on base at the same time. Here's Julian Romero. After a quick talk from Solano. Romero at the plate. He flied to center his first trip, batting .280 on the season. First pitch, Kelly to Romero. And it misses, up and away, ball 1. 1-0 the count. Kelly looking to refine the zone as the Hardhats are adjusting their defense with the left-handed bat at the plate. Big gap in right center field, but good shading towards the line. This one lined into the left center field gap, and that one will two bounds up against the wall. 1 run comes in to score easily. Here comes another run to the plate. Ball comes in, it's cut off, thrown to third. It's a 2-run triple for Julian Romero. And quickly, Cheyenne takes a 2-0 lead. All with 2 outs. Boy, the Hardhats were shading towards the pole side, and Julian Romero says, well, you give me that gap in left center field, I'll take it. And goes to the opposite power alley. Another man standing 90 feet away now. Kelton Hastings flies one to center field, left center field. It's the left fielder, Amarian Saylor, who calls off Farley for out number 3. So Cheyenne strikes first. Swain and Anderson score. And it's 2-0 Cheyenne after 3.5. Hardhats try and counter in their half of the 4th right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, sales service and side-by-sides. 2-0 our score in favor of Cheyenne. Riker Henny bounces one left side, backhanded to pick by Coulter McAnally, and he throws on the run to get Riker Henny. A nice play by the future University of Utah Ute. Tafoya dove, and McAnally says, oh, backhanded and throw on the run, make a kind of a Jeter and throw. And Riker Henny on his horse, even so, was thrown out 6-3. 1 up, 1 gone. Here's Alex Dietrich. First pitch from Bowman to Dietrich, misses low, below the knees. 1 ball, no strikes. The line kick deal, the 1-0 from Dietrich, or to Dietrich, is lined into right center field. That one rolls all the way to the wall. Dietrich heads for second. He rounds second. He's heading for third. He trips over the second base bag. The throw comes into second, and it's wild. Backed up on the play by McAnally, actually Tafoya. And Dietrich, who would have had a triple, lost his footing. So 1 out double for Dietrich. And now Peyton Tipton. This is a shutdown inning for Cheyenne. Put up 2 in the top half of this fourth. First pitch to Tipton, a fly ball, right side, shallow right field on the run. A long run for every fielder, and it will bounce in no man's land in foul territory. Peyton Tipton has new life by Dominic Lopez, the right fielder, and Kelton Hastings at second base, both running a long ways for that ball, especially Lopez, who's playing fairly deep right field. Bowman set, and the 0-1 to Tipton. Misses high. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2-0 our score on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by agents Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. And 2-0 the lead for Cheyenne. The 1-1, swing and a miss. Dipped under the bat of Tipton, now 1-2. Tap to the plate on the right side. Bowman looks in and likes the sign from Anderson. A peek at second, double takes back to second. Side steps and deals the 1-2. Fly ball to center field. Wide hot. Few steps in, he's underneath of it. Dietrich tags and bluffs the tag, as that's out number 2. So Tipton's 1 for 2 with that double coming in the second. Here's Jake Solano. Fly to center his first trip. Wide hot's been busy. Side step and deal. The first pitch to Solano misses high. A big secondary lead for Dietrich at second. Anderson just walking about a quarter of the way to the mound, staring down Dietrich. Akinelli holding on the runner, even with the right-handed hitting Solano. The 1-0, fly ball, shallow right field. Coming in, Dominic Lopez, he's got it for out number 3. So Hardhats strand a 1-out double, and they trail 2-0 heading to the 5th. Back in a moment, right here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. The Hardhats trailing 2-0 on the scoreboard, the State Farm scoreboard. Insured by agent Scott Carlson and Matt McCormick. To Cheyenne, post 6. The Sixers from Cheyenne. Eli Kelly back to the mound for his 5th inning of work, just giving up the 2 runs so far. And all that offense coming with 2 outs, basically, in the 4th inning. It was a 1-out single, and Dominic Lopez was quickly caught stealing on a nice throw from Jake Solano. Hayden Swain then doubled, and Caden Anderson walked. And then a 2-run triple to start off the scoring in this ball game for Julian Romero. White Hot offers that a bunt attempt and can't hit. 0-1 the count on Hot. Kelly slowly out of the stretch, looks into Solano, comes set at the belt, kicks and deals the 0-1, fouled away, out of play. Now 0-2 on Hot. He bounced to first, his first trip. Left-handed hitting Hot. Kelly set once again, and the 2-strike pitch misses downstairs and blocked by Solano. 1 ball and 2 strikes to count. One might have caught the shoulder region where the chest protector does not cover on Solano. Got up a little slowly out of that one, but catchers are tough. They got to be. Ball and 2 strikes. Here it is from Kelly. And it's a chopper right side. Dietrich fields, flips underhand to Kelly, who touches the first base bag. Hot dove into the bag, but is out number 1. Score at 3-1. And Kelly quickly off the hill to cover first. It was just enough to Dietrich's right. And he wouldn't have had time with the speed of Hot. Top of the order now for the Sixers, Mason Tafoya. He scores the bunt, pulls back, and watches ball 1 as outside. Tafoya walked his last trip, bounced back to Kelly to open up this ball game 1-3. The 1-0. Looks at ball 2 outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Kelly likes the sign from Solano this time, and the 2-0 is driven to center field. Zeke Farley a few steps back. He's underneath of it and makes the grab, out number 2. So 2 up, 2 gone for Colter McAnally. He just about hooked one out of the ballpark his first trip. And making sure Amarian Saylor's in position for this one. He's the one that made the grab up against the wall to the right of the 325 marker in left field. 1-0 the count as Kelly missed low. So 0 for 2 day for the shortstop. 1-0. This is outside and low. 2 balls and no strikes. Kelly kicks and deals the 2-0. A strike called right above the belt. 2-1. 2 runs, 3 hits, and an error for Cheyenne. No runs, 4 hits, no errors for Post 22. McAnally pops the bat off his right shoulder and looks at a called ball 3. Touch outside that time. Wants a hot chocolate and coffee being sold here tonight. The 3-1 to McAnally. Breaking ball called strike 2. And for Kelly to go to the breaking ball on 3-1, he knows that with 2 outs and the bases empty, not wanting to give the powerful McAnally anything too good to hit. He already has 5 home runs this season. Payoff pitch, swung on and missed. McAnally goes down swinging. He's 0 for 3. And we head to the bottom of the 5th. You're listening to Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City.
The Hardhats will send Wilson Keeper, Zeke Farley,
Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, sales, service, and recreation. As we head to the bottom of inning number 5, 9-1-2 duo for the Hardhats, trying to get on the board against Ben Bowman. And the Hardhats trailing 2-0 on the State Farm scoreboard. Insured by Agent Scott Carlson, M.M. McCormick. Bowman winds, kick, steals the first pitch to Kiefer. Called strike on the inner edge, 0-1. Kiefer, his lone trip to the plate, he struck out looking. The 0-1 called strike 2. Once again on the inner part of the Kiefer zone. Into the wind and the 2-strike pitch. Strike 3 called. And Kiefer goes down on 3 pitches. For out number 1.
The batter, Zeke Farley.
Top of the order now for the Hardhats, and Zeke Farley. He's 2 for 2, a pair of singles, and has been stranded at third base both times. Bowman winds, kicks, deals, and misses down and away, ball 1. Farley, then Amarian Saylor. Farley, with his first hit, extended his 10-game hit streak to 11 games. And the 1-0, a pop-up right over my head, out of play.
Please take all those balls back. Big move, you get $1 when you do, and that's when we get brought to you. Thank you.
1 ball and 1 strike, the count. Bowman winds, kicks, deals, and the 1-1. Thought about it, but it misses downstairs. Farley held back on his swing. 2 balls and a strike. Dab to the plate on the right side, and the 2-1. Chopper, left side, past Bowman on the mound. McAnally charging in, fires in time to get Farley by a half step. Bowman didn't even try to make that play, knowing McAnally was to his right. And McAnally coming in, charging and throwing on the run. Another nice play by Colter McAnally. And for the first time tonight, Zeke Farley's retired. 6-3 in the book. First pitch to Amarian Saylor, misses low, ball 1. Saylor, a pair of flies to Hott in center. The 1-0, strike right across the belt. 1 ball and 1 strike. The lights on here at the ballpark as the sun begins to set. 1-1, and half swung, but went around. And it's a 1-2 count now on Saylor. The sun rays strong across the outfield. Here's the 1-2, and it misses low. And rolls all the way up the first baseline. Even count, 2 balls and 2 strikes, and nobody on and 2 gone. Hardhats quickly down to their final 7 outs in this ball game. The 2-2. Strike 3 called, outside edge, and Saylor goes down looking to end the inning. So we head to the 6th. 2-0 our score in favor of Cheyenne. Back for that 6th inning right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation. A look on the State Farm scoreboard, insured by Agent Scott Carlson M. at McCormick. It's Cheyenne 2, Rapid City nothing. Top of inning number 6. Eli Kelly back to the mound. He faces Zach Kostopoulos to lead things off. 3, 4, and 5. Kostopoulos chops one foul right by the Hardhats dugout. And Coach Torvey able to snag that one. No balls and a strike on Kostopoulos. Kostopoulos is 0 for 1, a walk and a bouncer to second, in which Peyton Tipton made a nice backhanded short hop scoop. Kelly missed with a breaking ball, just missed. So a 1 ball, 1 strike count on Kostopoulos. Set at the belt, the 1-1. Swing and a foul tip into Solano. One and 2 now on Kostopoulos. Dominic Lopez on deck, followed by Hayden Swain. Kelly ready, and the 1-2. Missed behind him, and Kostopoulos kind of bended out of the way of that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Righty on righty, the 2-2. When breaking ball lined into the leaping glove of Wyatt Anderson at the hot corner. And that's out number 1. Just barely got his glove high enough. And leaping at the exact moment he needed to rob Kostopoulos of at least a single. L5 in the book, out number 1. Here's Dominic Lopez. Lopez from the right side, and the first pitch, a chopper to Tipton at second. Fieldson fires the first in time, out number 2.
The DH, Hayden Swain.
Now Hayden Swain. Started the rally for Cheyenne with 2 outs, a double, and scored on that 2-run triple. Back in the 4th. 2 outs, nobody on here. And Swain takes one into center field right at Zeke Farley. He's right in his tracks, and that's out number 3. So a 3-up, 3-down inning for Eli Kelly on the mound, and sends the Hardhats right back to the bats, looking for any sort of momentum, trailing 2-0 to Cheyenne. You're listening to Post 22 Hardhats Baseball on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth, Sales Service and Recreation, to the bottom of inning number 6, and the Hardhats down to their final 6 outs, trailing 2-0 on the State Farm scoreboard to the Cheyenne Post 6 Sixers. 3, 4, and 5, the heart of the Hardhats lineup due up. White, Anderson, Harrison, Good, and Riker Henney against Ben Bowman. First pitch, and Anderson ducks out of the way of that one. First pitch fastball high, 1 ball, no strikes. Anderson glad to see he's all right after wearing a fastball off his cheek. Last time the Hardhats were at home, that was against Watertown last weekend. And a mark on his face to prove it. The 2-0, chop foul right behind the plate. 2 balls and a strike. Anderson, a fly to center. His first trip, walked his last. Was stranded aboard first base. Another pitcher's duel here for the Hardhats, and the 2-1 is a called strike on the inner edge. And the Hardhats have seen that inner part of the zone be called a strike, mostly up in the zone, and well, the Hardhats bending their head in disbelief. Breaking ball misses downstairs on the 2-2, now 3-2. Payoff pitch, Ben Bowman to wide Anderson. Into the line, Bowman kicks and deals the payoff. Outside, ball 4. Anderson is on with a leadoff walk. And that brings a tying run to the plate. And Cheyenne asks for time as Coach Ty Lane will make a move to the bullpen with nobody out and a runner on first. That means we'll take a step aside, folks, and come back for the rest of this bottom of the 6th inning here in Rapid City. The Hardhats trying to produce here down to the final 6 outs. Back in a moment, right here on Hardhats TV and the Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast Booth, Sales Service and Recreation. We're still in the 6th inning. A leadoff walk resulted in a pitching change for post 6. And the new arm on the mound, the 6'6" right-hander, a junior committed to play at the University of Nebraska by the name of Bradley Fieser. And if that name sounds familiar to Hardhats fans, well, last season in Cheyenne, Bradley Fieser on opening weekend, similar to what Coulter McAnally did to the Hardhats opening weekend this year, a one-hit performance for Fieser last time he faced the Hardhats. Now this, a very different Hardhats club he's facing here today, and coming out of the bullpen, the 6'6" right-hander. The Hardhats did not see Fieser in Cheyenne. But Fieser, 6'6", just a junior. He sat 83 to 86 last year on the gun. And he had some interest from Pac-12 schools at a very early age. Faces Harrison, good runner on first, nobody out. Out of the stretch, Fieser sidesteps and deals, and Harrison goes out to the first pitch. A snake by Tafoya at third, to second for one, over to first in time. It's a 5-4-3 double play on one pitch.
Number 25.
Boy, Mason Tafoya had to take that ball out of his midsection, kind of down to a knee. And give Harrison good credit. He went after the first pitch, trying to kind of ambush Bradley Fieser. But quickly now 2 outs. Here's Riker Henney. First pitch to Henney, a strike at the top of the zone, 0-1. First double play in this ball game from either team. Fieser kicks and deals the 0-1. Misses a touch inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fieser, when there's no one on base, still working slowly out of the stretch. But a much higher leg kick in which he bends and turns his body. 1-1. Inside once again on Henney. 2 balls and a strike. Henney, one of the lone Hardhats on this year's team to have faced Fieser at least once before. The 2-1. Strike right across the belt. Fastball in that time from Fieser. 2s across the board, 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody on and 2 gone. A reliever warming in the bullpen for the Hardhats. Fieser set, kicks and deals the 2-2. Downstairs now 3-2. I believe the reliever getting warm in the bullpen is Dylan Marsh. Payoff, Fieser to Henney. Here it is, the 3-2, swung on and missed. And Henney goes down swinging. He might have got a piece of it, but either way, it's strike number 3. And we head to the 7th. 2-0 Cheyenne. Eli Kelly back to the hill at least to start the 7th inning when we return on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail Broadcast booth. Sales service and side-by-sides, actually sales service and recreation, as we get set for the top of inning number 7. Just a 7-inning regulation game here in Rapid City here tonight. Just 1, and then 2 tomorrow morning. First pitch, a little check swing dribbler to Dietrich at first. He waves off Kelly, steps on the first base bag himself. 1 pitch and a 3 unassisted putout for out number 1. And that'll bring up Julian Romero. So Anderson went down on that check swing grounder. Kelly set, kicks and deals, and the first pitch to Romero, past the diving second baseman Peyton Tipton into right field. Romero has a 1-out single. So he's 2 for 3, that 2-run triple, and a fly out to center. his other 2 at-bats. That big 2-run triple, the lone damage done. Here's Kelton Hastings, 0 for 2 today. Kelly checks on Romero at first. He dives back in safely. Kelly ready, and the first pitch to Hastings, a called strike 1 right across the belt. 0-1 the count. Hastings, a fly to left and a bouncer to short. Big gap on that left-hand side of the infield. The 0-1, runner takes off. It's a called strike. The throw down to second is not in time. Pretty strong throw by Solano once again, but the speed of Julian Romero swipes second. Very strong and quick swipe of the tag as well from Tipton. Kelly set, runner on second. 1 out and a breaking ball blocked by Solano. Runner takes off for third and he will dive in safely to third. Solano thought about it and just held on to it. So now Romero 90 feet away. Hastings, a no batting glove look, white and red bat. 1-2, swung on and missed. A big out number 2.
Strikeout will bring out number 7, Wyatt Howe.
Here's Wyatt Hott. Runner on third, 2 gone. Infield shifting towards the pull side for the left-handed bat, although he went to left center field his last trip. Actually, no, he has bounced to the right side both trips. That was the other left-handed bat in this lineup, and Julian Romero. Hott looks at ball 2 low. 2 balls and no strikes. A bouncer to first unassisted, and then a 3-1 ground out as well. 2-0, fouled away. 2 balls and a strike. It just squeaked over the netting and into the seats. Two balls and a strike. Kelly to Hott. Here it is, and it's a bouncer. Backhanded stop by Dietrich. He waves off and takes it to the first base bag himself. 3 unassisted, out number 3. We head to the bottom of the 7th. Hardhats trailing by 2. It's 2-0 Cheyenne. And they have 3 outs to work with, facing Bradley Feaser when we return here on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome back to the Anytime Auto Sales Service and Detail broadcast booth. Sales, service, and recreation. Bottom of the 7th. Hardhats trailing 2-0. They face Bradley Feezer and have 6, 7, and 8 due up. That's Alex Dietrich, Peyton Tipton, and Jake Solano. For the Hardhats, they're hoping to at least flip the lineup over and get to Zeke Farley. If they would do that, they would put the tying run on base. First pitch, Feezer to Dietrich, called strike 1 right across the knees, 0-1. Dietrich on his day, a double and a bouncer to second. So he's 1 for 2. The 0-1, bouncer right side, snagged on a backhand stop by Kostopoulos, underhand flip to Feezer. And 3-1 put out is out number 1. Here's Peyton Tipton. 1 for 2 day for Peyton. A double and a fly to center. Feezer kicks and deals the first pitch to Tipton. A called strike, outside edge at the knees, 0-1. Tap to the plate on the right side. He waves the bat head around, and Feezer set once again. A 1-strike pitch to Tipton, swung on, and a line drive to right field. Back is Lopez, and Dominic Lopez makes the grab on a nice read, and the Hardhats down to their final out of the ball game. 2 up, 2 down. Feezer trying for the 6-out save. Out of the bullpen in relief of Ben Bowman. Here's Jake Solano, 2 outs, nobody on. And first pitch, foul tipped off of maybe the bare hand of Caden Anderson behind the plate. Up quickly to his feet, walking it off, and no, it hit the inside of his right leg, where the padding is not. Looks to be all right. Feezer gives him a tap on the chest. 0-1 the count on Solano. Boy, when Feezer came in, he looks like a giant compared to Jake Solano. Giant compared to everybody. 6'6". The 0-1 to Solano, popped up right side out of play, foul. No balls and 2 strikes now on Solano, and the Hardhats down to potentially their final strike of the night. Feezer set. And the 0-2. Just got a piece of it, fouled back to the screen. Ty Jackson on deck. The pinch hit in place of Wilson Kiefer. Should this ball game continue? The 0-2 once again. Fly ball right field. Down the line, Dominic Lopez, a long run, and that ball hooks into the corner. That's a fair ball. Solano around second. He heads for third, and he will be in with a stand-up 2-out triple. And just like that, the Hardhats bring the tying run to the plate. In Kai Jackson. Boy, Dominic Lopez had a long run in that right field corner. That's exactly where Jake Solano took that ball, opposite field. Left-handed bat, Kai Jackson. In place of Wilson Kiefer. runner on third, 2 gone. Jackson batting 1,000 on the season as 3 hits and 3 at-bats. And Jackson looks at ball 1 low. The 1-0 from Fieser. Strike called outside edge, even count 1-1. Hard fastball from Fieser. The 1-1. Downstairs, taken for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike on Jackson. Solano standing at third base. These are set. And the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. Top of the order, Zeke Farley on deck for the Hardhats. Hitter friendly, 3-1 count. Here it is from Fieser. Outside, ball 4. Kai Jackson draws a walk. That puts the tying run on first base. And a pinch runner for the Hardhats. It'll be Jed Jensen to pinch run for Jackson. So putting a little bit more speed on the base paths, especially with the runner on first being the tying run. Coach Lane out of the dugout having a word with Fieser, the entire Cheyenne infield. Taps the glove all the way around. Zeke Farley, the new batter. Big gap in the right field corner. Once again, as the outfield shades to the pull side. Specifically Wyatt Hott. And a check over on first. Jensen dives back in safely. 2 outs. Men on the corners. Zeke Farley at the plate. He's 2 for 3, and another check over on Jensen. Back in time. Pretty quick move for Fieser. Comes set, stares down Solano at third. Long pause and another check on Jensen. This one a little bit lower. But Jensen back in. See if he throws the first pitch to Farley here. Jensen with a decent lead at first, another half step. And the first pitch to Farley, foul back to the screen, 0-1. Solano at third, Jensen at first, 2 outs. Hardhats trailing 2-0. Fieser sidesteps and deals and misses outside. Anderson thought about a back pick play to first. Thought against it. 1 ball, 1 strike on Farley. Ready on the right side once again. Righty on righty matchup. And the 1-1, a long pause for Fieser, and Farley asks for time. Farley back in now on the right side. Fieser likes the sign and look at Jensen. Comes set, and another check on Jensen. Kostopoulos handles it once again as Jensen dives back in safely. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Farley. The 1-1. High with a breaking ball. Rare breaking ball from Bradley Feaser. Farley up in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Stare down with Jensen at first before coming set. Another long pause before the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 on, 2 gone. Hardhats trailing 2-0. And down to potentially their final strike tonight once again. And a check over on Jensen again before the 2-2. He's back in. Not wanting any sense of Jensen trying to steal. They're half step gained. These are set. Here's the 2-2. A fly ball, right field, foul. I mentioned that big gap in the corner. With 2 outs, Lopez shades a little bit closer to the line, not by much. The 2-2 again. Chopper over the head of the pitcher. It's the shortstop McAnally who fires the first in time. Out number 3. And that's the ball game. So the Hardhats fall in this one 2-0 to Cheyenne Post 6. And fall back to 500 on the season for the Hardhats at 7-7. Back in 30 seconds for our Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show right after this on Hardhats TV and Fox Sports Rapid City. Welcome into the Pioneer Bank and Trust post-game show. Pioneer Bank and Trust is proud to support local sports, and they want to be your trusted partner for all your banking needs. Pioneer Bank and Trust is local. Visit pioneerbankandtrust.com. The Hardhats 2-1. They fall to Cheyenne Post 6 in Game 1 of this 3-game series over the weekend on a cold night here in May. Cold, windy night, just 1 instead of 2 games here versus Cheyenne, so 2 games coming tomorrow morning. Quick scoring recap, very quick. It was 2 runs in the 4th inning for Cheyenne on a 2-out, 2-run triple. Now, the double came with 2 outs for Hayden Swain, and then Caden Anderson walked, and that walk came back to bite Eli Kelly, who pitched marvelously. And then Julian Romero hooked one into the left center field gap as a left-handed bat. So the Hardhats shading towards the right side of the outfield and leaving that left center field gap wide open. That's exactly where Julian Romero hit it. A 2-run triple for Romero, scoring Swain and Anderson. Those were the only 2 runs of this contest, folks. Final line score on the ball game: 2 runs, 4 hits, 1 error for Cheyenne. No runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Post 22 Hardhats. And Cheyenne improves to 15-0 on the season, with the Hardhats falling back to 500 at 7-7. Today's player of the game is sponsored by Claiborne Los and Sabres. Whether it's divorce, injury, or a business dispute, when you need someone to step up for you, the law office at Claiborne Los and Sabres is always ready. Just Google Claiborne Los and Sabres in Rapid City. Today's player of the game, I got to give it to Eli Kelly. A complete game for Eli Kelly. And A ball game that his offense just wasn't able to put up the run support for him. And he went all 7 innings in this ball game, 4 hits, 2 runs both earned, 3 walks, and 2 strikeouts. So Eli Kelly, another great performance on the mound. Unfortunately, he did pick up the loss, even with the complete game. On the other side, Ben Bowman picks up the win. Bradley Fieser the save for Cheyenne. After Bowman went the first 5 and change for Cheyenne before Fieser recorded the final 6 outs in his save out of the bullpen. Well, folks, the Hardhats and Sixers face each other in 2 games tomorrow morning. First game coming at 10:30 local Mountain Time, following the Expos game at 8 a.m. And then game 2 to follow at around 1 p.m. Mountain Time as well. So until tomorrow morning, my name is Adam Birch. Thank you so much for tuning in. Good night.